Hello everyone, myself Shweta Mannikeri, working as an assistant professor in Government First Grade College, Bangapet, in Computer Science Department. Today we are going to discuss about operating system. For BCA third semester for Bangalore North University. Session 1. Let us discuss about what is operating system, what its definition and types of operating system. What are the different types we will come across in operating system? As we know, operating system is a system software, means the software which is designed for the system itself. To work with the system, whatever software we are using, that software is called as a system software, and operating system is a one kind of system software. The software which is used for the particular applications such as MS Word, Excel, PowerPoint, such software for a particular task, and that will be used by the user. Such software is called as an application software. Operating system is a system software that manages computer hardware and software resources and providing common services for the computer program. It acts as a resource manager. It manages both the hardware and software. Hardware in the sense printer, scanner, CPU, memory, keyboard, mouse, file system, etc. Software in the sense whatever applications we are using, for example MS Excel, Word, PowerPoint, whichever sometimes if we are using for the network applications, any kind of apps, everything will be under the control of the operating system. We cannot imagine the system without the operating system. In market, we will come across many kind of operating system. The very basic operating system is the DOS operating system. It's also called as a disk operating system. Later, Microsoft company developed the Windows operating system, and AT&T Bell Laboratory, in that they developed Unix operating system and Linux operating system. Linux operating system is a freeware, open source operating system. Most of our desktop laptops we are utilizing Windows operating system. MS-DOS is a earlier operating system. Nowadays we are not using. We are using higher versions operating system. These are the different symbols we are using for the operating system. Operating system act as an interface between the user and hardware. What is interface? Interface is someone between two persons. Like that, user cannot understand the language of the computer system and hardware cannot understand the user language. In that case, someone should be there to communicate between these two. Such task will be done by the operating system. It sits between the hardware and particular application. It will act as an interface between the user and hardware. What are the main goals or objective of the operating system? Means convenience, efficiency and ability to evolve. What is convenience? Makes whenever user is using any of the applications such as MS Word, Excel, PowerPoint, any kind of application, he should not bother about the hardware. It should be user friendly. Such convenience will be provided by the operating system. And next, efficiency. The main motto or objective of the operating system is to utilize all the resources of the system efficiently. But in reality, 100% efficiency is not possible. At least we have to achieve 60 to 70%. The operating system will provide convenient usage of all the resources of the system. Resources means memory, it may be a CPU, it may be a keyboard, mouse, etc. And it also provide ability to evolve. Means if we are using with one function or one process, the operating system should support to use another system also. For example, if you are working with the MS Excel or Word, you are typing something or preparing any document. If you want to listen to this music through in background, the operating system should support. Not only this, if you want to download any of the files, upload the files, work with any of the application, the operating system should support without any difficulty. Convenience, efficiency, ability to evolve are the main objectives of the operating system. Next comes the different types of operating system. There are batch operating system, multi-programming operating system, time-sharing operating system, real-time operating system, distributed operating system, and parallel operating system. Let us discuss one by one these operating systems. A very basic operating system is the batch operating system. It's a earlier operating system. In batch operating system, the jobs with the similar needs or requirement will be grouped together to form as a batch, and they are submitted to the operator and they are processed one after the other in serial fashion, one by one, and these are the very simplest form of operating system without any much complexity or in hardware. And in batch operating system, tasks or jobs will be processed one after the other in serial fashion or first come first serve basis. For example, when we are going for a movie, we have to collect the tickets. Whoever comes first will get the tickets first. Like that, in batch operating system, whichever job will comes first will be processed first and it will be submitted and it will be executed. Let us see here. The job 1 comes first. It will start executing. Once it completes, the operating system will give chance to execute job 2. Later, job 3. Like that, first come first serve basis, the operating systems will be, processes will be executed. And this in this, there is no much interaction with the user. Once we will submit the processes, they will be processed. The examples of batch operating system is payroll processing of the employee in a company and check processing in bank. Most of them will be first come first serve basis or in serial fashion. The advantages and disadvantages of the batch operating system is, here resource management and allocation is very easy because this is one of the simplest form of the operating system and it is faster than the early operating system, but it has some disadvantages. Here, when the job is executing, user cannot interact with the job in between, and utilization of CPU is very poor because here once job is executing, job 2 or job 3 should be stand in a queue until and unless the job 1 will finish its execution. Because of this reason, most of the time CPU will be idle. Let us come another operating system, multi-programming operating system. The name itself suggests us multi means many, programs means tasks or jobs or processes. In multi-programming operating system, more than one job will be residing in the main memory at the same time. And in multi-programming, number of processes will be residing main memory and they will executing one after the one of the jobs in the main memory. It will be very easy. Compared to the batch operating system, multi-programming operating system is a higher version. When one job is executing, if it requires any input-output devices, then the operating system switches that job from the CPU and give chance to execute another job. For example, here, job 1, job 2, job 3, job 4. There are 4 jobs. If job 1 needs any input-output, in that situation, CPU switches from the job 1 to job 2. Because of this reason, CPU is not idle at any time. It will be busy with any one job to execute. It has some of the advantages, that is increased throughput. Throughput means number of processes executed per unit time. And it will be having shorter response time. When job request for the CPU, it will be given chance to execute and it will be given response very quickly. But it also has some of the disadvantages. Requirement of large memory. It requires more memory and requires proper CPU scheduling algorithm. We have to design some of the hardware algorithms for the efficient use of the operating system and requires proper memory management techniques we have to employ. Time sharing operating system. Here, time will be shared between the jobs. Time sharing. The time sharing operating system is also called as a multitasking operating system and it is a logical extension of the multi-programming operating system. Here, number of jobs will be given a time slice. Quantum of time will be given to each job. In that meantime, the job should execute. Once it's finished its time slice, the CPU will switch from one job to another job. Here, time slice will be shared between the number of jobs. In this, the CPU time is shared by different processes and it is also very efficient use of the CPU. The examples of time sharing operating system in the present scenario is Multics, Unix. Unix is one of the multitasking operating system. For example, if user is busy with the word processor, in between he can shift to, he can chat, he can send message to his friend. In between he can browse the browser and in between he can download the antivirus. The operating system is shifting from one process to another process. Because of this, the CPU will be busy with at least one of the process and it's at least maximum utilization of the computer resources. This is the advantage of the time sharing operating system. Let us discuss the time sharing operating system advantages. It reduces the CPU idle time. At least the CPU will be having one process to execute and it is also having very quick response time. And disadvantages here, problem of data communication. Communicating from one process to another process is little difficult and problem of reliability. Sometimes they miss the communication between the processes. They require some communication management, memory management. This is the disadvantages of the time sharing operating system. real-time operating system. Here, it's one of the very interesting operating system. The main objective of the real-time operating system is the quick and predictable response to events. Here, the time will be considered in the actual real time. If the process is executing in the real time, it will be given chance to execute. If it will not execute within the stipulated time, that process will be discarded and it will be considered as a unsuccessful process. Here, instead of the processing, the time requirement and response is very crucial here. For example, traffic lights. Within the stipulated time, the traffic lights should on or off. Air traffic controls, computer games, where the time is very crucial. If within the stipulated time, if that is not working, that process will be discarded. It is also called as a RTOS. It is also having some of the advantages as response time is very less, very quick response, better throughput, number of processes will be processed within a very quick time, large memory and 24/7 service provide information up to date. It also has some of the disadvantages as it's a very costly or expensive operating system and it also requires more main memory and secondary storage, complex communication system. Next comes the distributed operating system. Distributed operating system mainly we are using in the network environment. In distributed operating system, when the data is shared between multiple users in network, the operating system should have a ability to manage those resources efficiently between those multiple users. For example, if the bank, SBI bank is stipulated in Bangalore and it has many branch offices, the server should have some of the information and that information will be flow from branch office to sub branch office, main office, like that information and data will be shared. The operating system should have the task to manage these resources efficiently between the multiple users. And these are connected through the network and result from the individual machines will be combined to achieve the overall task. Most of our network operating system and network environment we are using the distributed operating system. Examples for distributed operating systems are film animation, computer graphics, analysis of large data sets, modeling, real world scenario, scientific applications. In these cases, we are using the distributed operating system. It also has some of the advantages as where in distributed operating system, resources will be shared between the processes and it will be speed up the exchange of data with one another and they will communicate through electronic mail. Failure of one site will not be disturbed by the other system. But it also has some of the disadvantages as security problem due to sharing. Some messages can be lost in between the network failure, hardware failure and bandwidth. These are the some of the disadvantages of the distributed operating system, but most of our nowadays we are using the time sharing distributed operating system because of their applications. Multi-processor system, also called as a parallel systems. Multi-processor systems means more than one CPU in close communication. Most of our nowadays we are using our laptops will come across with i3, i5 core multiprocessors. Means more than one, in one chip, more than one processor will be embedded. They are also called as a tightly coupled systems, and they will be having the sharing of the memory, clock, system bus, and communication takes place through the shared memory. Multi-processor systems are very useful nowadays for the present era. It also has some of the advantages as better throughput, better reliability, better utilization of resources, and it has disadvantages as large main memory, such as systems are very expensive, require regular operation and maintenance, and high initial cost. Today's session we discussed about the operating system. Operating system is a system software act as an interface between the user and hardware, and its objectives and types of operating system we studied: batch operating system, multi-programming operating system, time sharing, real time, and distributed and parallel operating system. Thank you so much. Thank you for giving me such opportunity for DCA.